this is Angie from Concord and Ninth. Today I'm going to talk to you about the ins and outs of our new Flourish Stamp Set and show you how to quickly create this big flourish today. It is a 15-piece stamp set, and we call it a builder because there are different pieces in here that allow you to build upon each other to get layers and textures in your images. So let me quickly show you what I mean by that. So this flower here has 3 pieces, this one, and this one. So if you stamp from light to dark, then you end up with this nice textured piece here. Then you've got these blossoms that have a little middle piece here that's round, and these 4 little black dots. So if you stamp them all together, you get a nice textured look like this. Then you've got these 3 circles that also work with this middle piece and the black dots to create your flowers this way. Or, like with the big flower, we've created this little guy that you can stamp at the bottoms of your circles and put your little 4 dots at the top, and then you have a different looking flower there. If you take that same little bottom, yet stamp it with these 3 flowers that look like hearts, which is a way to stretch your stamp set if you go ahead and use those as hearts, but stamp that piece at the bottom and put those 4 little black dots above the flowers there. They look like little tulips. Now when you get your stamp set, you're going to notice that this entire branch and the leaves are all one piece of photopolymer. We've done that for a reason, and I'll show you in just a minute why. Now they are spaced far enough apart though that if you just want to ink this portion like I've done here, you can. And then you can take this little piece that stamps over the leaves to give it texture. Now we had room in the stamp set, so we created this little sprig of dots which are stamped here. If I stamped them off once and stamped them inside this leaf here, and it looks like baby's breath, or just gives it a little bit more texture. Also in the stamp set are 2 words, the words hello and friend. They are separate so that you can use them on their own. You can line them up this direction, or you can even stack them to stamp your sentiment on your card. Now that's kind of how the pieces work together. Let me show you how to use the large branch though. The best way to do it is on this fabulous tool, the MISTI. This is the mini MISTI. And I'm going to get my well-loved stamp set here and show you how to do this really quick. So I've gone ahead and put in my piece of 4.5 or 4.25 by 5.5 piece cardstock. I've laid down my large branch piece. Again, it's all one piece. If you want to cut it to bits, you can, but this is why we did it, so that you can stamp this all at one time. So you've got your branch down with the image facing the paper. Then I just close the door, give that a little push, and sometimes it steals the paper, and that's okay. You just quickly tuck it back in. Now, with it being all one piece, you can just take your ink pad and quickly ink up the entire image and go ahead and stamp that down onto your card front. It's nicely sized so it fills up the whole card. Now this looks nice, but I did miss a little bit here, and it's not quite as dark as I'd like it to be. So without moving the stamp, I'll just re-ink it and then stamp it back down. Give a little push. Okay, perfect. So that looks great, just like that. Now what I would do if I was making multiples is I would take out the paper, go through and stamp this down like 20 times. Get 20 card fronts made really quickly. But I'm just making the one, so I'm going to pull this off, and then what we'll do is we'll start building the rest of the set. So make sure that your image is face down. I'm going to go ahead and put that one there. Now this piece can either fit right there while this one is up here, or swap them places. Let's turn this and then put this one down here at the bottom. Okay, let's take the hearts and the circles. And what's nice about these is they are also interchangeable. So if you want, you can put them down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as I first had it. Stamp image down, line those up, stamp image down, and put those right over that little branch. Now, if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm actually making it so that I can stamp these down all at one time. Okay. Oh, I did not clean off my stamp. Good thing I lined it up in the right spot. You'll forgive me for that, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I don't want all of my flower blossoms to be the same color. So if you use little mini ink pads like this, then you can make all of your flowers a different color. So this one I'm using ripe persimmon. Let's get mustard seed. Use it on the hearts and the circles. Then we'll use peacock feathers on these two flowers. Okay, what's great about Distress ink is you can activate it with a little spritz of water, and it actually even adds more texture to my card front here. So I'll give that a little push. Voila! You have an entire card front with multiple colors, and you had to stamp that part down one time. MISTI, wow, so great. Okay, now what I would do is if I were making multiples is I'd go ahead and just re-ink those images and stamp those down. But again, we're just making the one, so let's pull these off. And then I'm gonna show you what I would do next is I would take the next layering piece in this big flower here and just put it right where I want it there. Close my door, reposition my paper, and then I would go with a little bit darker ink. So this one is Barn Door. Give it a little spritz. Put that right where it goes. That is pretty. Okay, again, go through and do that on all the multiple card fronts that you have. And then as your last step with the MISTI, go ahead and put that last layer down, connect it to the door, and let's use Fired Brick. Give that a little mist and stamp that one down. Okay, whew, got your flower all done right there in the middle. Now, the rest of the layering pieces weren't designed so that you could stamp them all down with the MISTI. That'd be nice, except for you'd have a gigantic stamp set, and it wouldn't be very affordable anymore. So, oh, and I had, excuse that part, I gave it a little fingerprint. So what we've done is made these little pieces separate. So let's take this flower middle, and let's use weathered wood. And stamp our middles. This part can go pretty fast, even though you're having to stamp them down individually. It does go pretty quick. Okay, and then we'll go to this little piece here and use Fossil Amber. And we'll stamp that at the bottoms of these little tulips. Well, I think they look like tulips, they're hearts. And also on these circles. Okay, so that part's done. And then we'll go in with our black and these little 4 little dots, and let's just fill it all in. So let's stamp them above the hearts. Let's stamp them in the middle of these flowers. And then on the ends of these. Super quick. Okay, then the last step is we'll go in with Mowed Lawn, and you can stamp in all of these leaves. All you have to do is just twist it depending on the direction of the leaf here. So this is pretty fast, and the reason why the pieces were designed that they were really was to use quickly with the MISTI and allow you to get multiple colors, because you get all of those images filling in the branch all at one time. So there's that. Now let me just show you quickly a couple more samples that we have, which you'll find on our website. Now this one doesn't use the entire branch. It just uses a portion. I've kind of eliminated this part and just inked the bottom. And this sample, if you can see, it's using colored embossing powder, which I thought was really fun. You've got this sample. This is going a different direction on your card. So if you notice, we've adjusted the direction of that big flower there. It's stamped down in white ink and then heat set with the heat tool, and then stamp the layers again in white over the top, and it just looks really pretty like that. And this last sample, we didn't use the branch at all. We just used the little blossoms around the outside and then die cut it with our Friend Like You die. It looks really pretty, and we think that these two products go well together. So if you like these samples, be sure and go check them out on our website and pin them and share them with your friends. We would love for everyone to see them. So again, this was showing you a quick and easy way to use your mini MISTI, which is a must-have, and the Flourish Stamp Set. And I hope that that has helped you today and given you an understanding of where we were coming from when we made this stamp set, and we just think it's really pretty. So hopefully that helps you, and enjoy. Thank you.